Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to jump into the Thrive app. And if we jump into the Thrive app, it's going to be trying to find your devices. So if you do not have them off of the charger or turned on, then you're going to keep getting this screening wheel until it says that this spinning wheel until it says that it can't find them. So I've just taken mine off the charger, so it will stop. Okay, what's going to happen is you're going to see a few different things. If we click up here at the top on the hearing aid, it's going to let you know how charged your hearing aids are. Right now, both batteries are 100% charged, again for the left and the right. If I tap on it again, it hides the screen. This is going to be your wellness score. If you ever want to find out more information, click that little eye. This is going to go over your wellness score, what it entails. I do go into a little bit more detail on the videos here, but again, that's your wellness score. It's going to keep track of it. So again, you have 200 points total. You have 100 for activity, 100 for engagement. This is going to keep track of each of these and let you know what you have by the end of the day and each day. For right now, we're going to look at this speaker, which is the mute button. If I tap on it, it's going to mute the hearing aid. It's going to turn off my mics. If I push on it again, it's going to turn them back on. You'll notice here I have R for the right, L for the left. If I click here and drag and I go down, okay, if I click on that and drag it down, what I'm doing is I'm turning the volume down only on the right side. So you're not going to want to really click on these. You want them to be the exact same, and then you want them to be right here where the hash marks are. That's where I have you programmed at. So if it ever gets off wonky here, just double tap in the middle between the two lines, and that's how you can reset everything back to where I have you programmed at. If I click with my finger and move it over, I'm going to raise the volume. Here I'm going to lower the volume. Again, double tap is always going to take me back to where I have you programmed at. Okay. Right here, this is a feature that might be turned off. So if you go into your device settings and where it says all right, well, it looks like that's on. So all right, so this button right here, this is called custom So then this icon right here is kind of like a sundial. This is your comfort boost setting. So if I'm ever in an environment where it's too loud, or maybe like I'm in a restaurant and I want it to process more of the noise around me, I'm going to press on this button. It's going to turn blue. You're going to hear a ding ding, kind of like Mario or coins in your ears, letting you know it's turning on. And then what's happening is now I'm going through, it's processing the sound around me a lot more so I can hear the people that I'm trying to hear around me. And the background noise is being processed and taken down a lot more. So you just want to remember to turn that off. Don't leave it on the whole time. It will drain your battery even more. So if I'm done, I'm going to click on that to get out of it. Down at the very bottom here, you're going to see where it says normal. This is your current memory. So all these memories here are the memories that I've created. Yours is just probably going to say every day. We're going to keep it really simple. So everyday, custom, and stream boost are probably the ones that you're going to see. Underneath that are custom memories that you can create. So in order to create a custom memory, you just have to click on create new custom memory here at the top. And then this is where you can come in here and you can label it. So say for example, I'm at one of the restaurants that I go to, right? I'm going to label that so I know what memory that is. If I click right here on location settings, it's going to jump in and show me where I'm at. So if my screen's like all the way over to the side, I'm going to click on the little crosshairs here at the bottom. It's going to show me exactly where I'm at. I can zoom in and see. But since I'm on Wi-Fi, it's actually showing me a larger radius. But what happens is if I click here on the plus, this is actually going to create what's called a geotag. So now you're going to notice this blue circle, this dark blue circle around here. And every time I come back into this environment, it's going to detect that, hey, I'm at my restaurant, and it's going to switch into that setting. So if it doesn't, then I can always click at the bottom and go from normal or my everyday setting to that setting that I created. And that's how I can do that, by just clicking down here at the blue, on the blue. So what I want you to do is I want you to practice this so you kind of get used to how it feels, and just kind of play around. This is going to help you remember your device as much as you can, how to use it. So this home screen is in blue, lets you know it's the home. That's what you're going to be using most of the time, and you're really just probably going to be changing volume or muting. As we jump into the next setting here, this is where we can create custom memories. And with the custom memories, I have the option to, in my equalizer, take down the low frequencies or raise the mids, or it really depends on the situation. If I'm hearing a lot of road noise, then I'm probably going to take my lows, start to pull my lows down. If I'm hearing everything in a restaurant's really clinky and clangy, I might take my highs and bump those down. Same with my ultra highs, I might bump those down as well. For the most part, try to let your brain adapt to how you're hearing. But if you need to create a custom memory for a certain situation, you definitely can jump in here and do that. Up at the top are a few different options, and if I swipe over to the left, you're going to start to see those. If you've changed your font size on your phone, you might not see this full screen. You might see parts of it because you've zoomed the font up so much. So let me know in the office. We can kind of either choose a good font size or let you know kind of how to work around it. But if I swipe over, it's going to give me options to see all of these, one more at a time. So this little speech bubble lets me know, hey, it's processing speech while I'm in noise. So the background noise is all this right here. It's trying to take down as I'm trying to hear people. If I turn this all the way off, okay, so I take that all the way down here. Now I'm going to hear more of the noise around me with the people speaking. It's not processing any of that noise. If I take it all the way over to the right, okay, then what I'm doing, I'm clicking on this circle here. Now it's going to process as much of the noise around me as it can. If you're noticing that you don't have all of these options, it's already maxed out all the way. It could be because you don't have the Pro line of the hearing devices, where it gives you more ability to take down background noise than some of the other models. So that's why this one's showing, again, extra room. But yours might be turned all the way on. If that's the case, just leave it where it's at. You don't need to touch it. Same thing here. This is, again, just noise. It processing wind. Here is going to jump to my speakers. So most of the time you're going to be in automatic, where it's automatically detecting, am I in an environment where it's quiet? If I am, then you're going to be in the all around surround, where it's picking up everything around you. If you get into environments where there's more noise, it detects that and it switches to your directional mics, which is the front mic. But for some reason, if it's not doing what you want when you're in that environment, I can definitely come in here and change that and have it manually be going in and doing what I want it to do. And then I can always, like I said, like all these features right now are being saved. So now every time I switch to the Outback setting, it's going to switch to my directional mics, and it's going to start to process and do whatever I've set up and done over here. Okay. The last setting is called Sound Space. If I jump to it, it's actually going to give me these crosshairs, and it's going to reset everything that I've just done. So if you want to create a new memory, you can click right here and then come up here and click on Create New Memory and add something else. If you don't want to do that, we're just going to click Close. We'll just click Launch. So let's say I was on the Outback setting. I click Launch. It's just going to say, hey, we're going to reset all of these settings here, and we're going to do something different. So if that's fine with you, you can click OK. Once I click Launch, again, it's going to be connecting to your hearing aids, and then eventually it's going to pull up this crosshair. and it's going to give me a circle right in the middle. It's blue, and that circle is what I'm going to drag around the screen. Okay, so here's the circle here. So I can drag it around the screen, and they used to have these labeled. So it used to be where you dragged it over here. What it's doing is it's adding more of the high frequencies, so you might start to get more tinny sound. If I'm bringing it over this side, then what it's doing is it's taking down some of that tinny sound. If I jump over here at the bottom, now what it's doing is it's taking your bass out. Over here, it's adding more bass. So what you want to do is slowly kind of work your way around. Go to each of the quadrants, kind of see what it sounds like. See which one out of those you kind of like the most. If you're like, ooh, I really like how it sounds here, you can slowly get closer to the middle, which is getting closer to where I have you set at, or you can get farther away where it's doing something different. And if you're finding like, oh wow, like I really love how it sounds here, I can hear the people around me much better, then you can go up here to the top and click done. And then now what it's going to do is it's going to save that memory, and you don't have to worry about any of these other settings. So every time I click on that, it's going to do this custom sound space that I already created. So, and you don't have to keep going back into here, but if you needed to, you could always click launch and go jump in here and then like fine tune it. But just remember, it's going to take you a little bit of time for the hearing aids to connect. If it's taking too long for them to connect, then it could be just your phone. If your phone's an older phone, it's not fast enough, then this could take a little bit longer than what you're seeing now. Okay, and that is your custom settings that you can create here at the bottom. The last thing I wanted to show on this video really quick, so the next setting here is your 3 vertical bars. This shows you your activity. So you'll notice that if I click anywhere right here, it's going to go to those same bars. They're going to be highlighted. This is going to show my engagement if I have the brain selected. Again, I have a score out of 100, so it's letting me know, again, am I using my hearing aids? How am I interacting with other people? What type of environment am I in? And I can click on these little eyes next to them, and it's going to tell me exactly what's going on, right? So again, what we're trying to do is we're trying to achieve maximum brain stimulation, so with your hearing devices in different environments throughout the day. And this is just going to overall, 1, help you stay more active and show how active you are, and 2, help you adjust to some of these louder environments as you're in some of those. So if I click over here and click on the little person walking, this is going to be your activity. It's going to show your steps, exercise, your standing, and all of this stuff can be customized. If you need to change any of these settings, you can. So again, I can click on the little eye. It's going to drop down and show me a little bit more information. Same thing over here. If I click on that, how many calories, again, it's going to keep track of my walking and all of that. Same with standing. And then down here at the bottom, it's going to start to show me the different days, right? So if it's been keeping track of all of this, I can go and I can click on, you'll see more of these throughout. I can click on it, and then it's actually going to show me what my activity was for that day. Okay. If you want to change some of these settings, you're going to click down here on these 3 lines, and then we're going to come up here to where it says wellness score, and then activity tracking. And then in here, you'll click the little pencil, and then you can change, again, how many steps, how many minutes, and all of that. But that is how you keep track of your overall activity. If you have Thrive Assistant turned on, okay, you'll see a little question mark up here. If I have it turned on, this is only signed up through Alexa. If I have it up and running, it will log in, and I can tell Alexa to do different things, and she'll respond back to me. But to access that, you can manually click that button. Or if you have the hearing aids where you can double tap them, I just need to make sure that's turned on, and then you can double tap your hearing aid and it will go to the same thing. But again, if I click the 3 lines and I go down here to Thrive Assistant, okay, Then I'm going to click log in. It's going to give me more information there. So the next section is your accessories. So if you have any accessories, it's going to show up. If you don't, you might not see this icon at all. But again, if I have a TV streamer, or I have a remote mic plus, or a remote mic, or I have the table mic, it's going to show me the devices up here. And again, I can click on any of those, and it's going to start to show this little stop. Right? If I click on stop, it's going to stop streaming. If I click on the play button, it's going to start streaming. And down here, you're going to notice a few things. One's your streaming volume. So again, if I can't hear it very well, I might turn my streaming volume up. And then below, you're going to notice your microphone volume. So this is how I'm hearing the room around me. Maybe when I'm, again, watching TV, I don't want my microphones to be on, so I can turn my microphones all the way off. Or maybe my spouse talks to me during the movie, so I'll turn it on a little bit, but it's going to be a little softer. Or maybe I have a fan going on in the room and I don't want to hear the fan, but I want to hear what's being streamed to my ears, so I'm going to turn that down, right? Or maybe I want to hear everybody, I'm going to turn that up. So more than likely, you're going to have your microphone volume down so you can hear better. But again, this is where I'm at in regards to my streaming device. And again, it allows you to click edit, and we can jump in here, and I can change the TV, right? Change it to a different name. If I have a couple different accessories, or a couple different TV streamers, like I know which room is which, or anything like that. And you can always delete these as well, but that's how you can go in and edit that, by clicking right here on this edit button. Down at the very bottom, you'll notice it says custom, and custom just lets me know, hey, I'm in my custom setting. It'll do a custom setting or switch to Stream Boost when you're streaming audio. So that's normal. I have some patients where, again, they'll switch that and change it to normal. They're like, wow, I like how this sounds much better. And there's a few things that we can do in the app to actually make it sound like a lot better if you don't like how it's sounding in Stream Boost. But that is how you can start and stop streaming, all right here from your app. The last thing I'm going to show you is a special bar. It's the 3 horizontal lines, and this actually goes and shows a bunch of different hidden stuff. First is going to be your user's guide. So if you have any questions, you can always go through the user's guide. It has, again, a quick start, how to pair to your phone, how to change the volume, right? Some of the stuff I've kind of showed you. It's going to kind of walk you through how to do all of that. So it's pretty interesting. So remote programming, like what to do there, and I'm going to show you some of the stuff as we dive in a little bit deeper. But pretty much your manual is all right here. If you do have the physical manual, but you also have this electronic manual in the app. Next is going to be your hearing device or device settings. Okay, this is going to give you information on your hearing aids. Again, my serial numbers. It's going to let me know, am I up to date firmware wise, or is there an update? I know they've been back and forth whether to allow you to update at home, or we have to do that in the office. If we have to do this in the office, then I do need to schedule an appointment, have you come in, we'll update your firmware, which is going to make it work better with your phone and your devices. But that's what your about my device settings is. Underneath that, you're going to have your alerts. So again, if I want to play my calendar alert, or play email alert, or social alert, I can click on these and I can hear that in my ears, in the hearing aids. If it's streaming, if my phone is compatible to stream everything to my ears. Some of the phones are not compatible. All the iPhones are, some of the Android phones aren't. So if you're thinking about getting a new phone and it's not streaming your audio, reach out to me, let me know. Then I can give you a list of phones that will work better with your hearing aid. But again, I would need to go turn this on here, and then that's going to allow me to hear notifications and other things that are going on in my ears. Sometimes I want to turn that off. I don't want to hear it all, so you can just leave that turned off if you need to. So Next is going to be your tap gesture. So for the hearing aids that have this ability, you can have it where you can double tap your hearing aid and it can do a few different things. So if I turn this on, I can tell it what I want it to do, whether it's both of them or one of them. Thrive Assistant is an option. I can turn it off so it doesn't do anything. I can have it be start and stop streaming. So instead of me using my phone, I can just double tap my ear, have it go start streaming the audio, have it stop streaming the audio, and I can do all that by just double tapping. There also is Thrive Assistant. So Thrive Assistant is set up through Alexa, and I'll show that later in one of the videos on how to do that. And then there's Edge Mode, which again, Edge Mode is that comfort boost. Is going to start processing as much of the noise around you as it can, and I can always set that up to be it. Down here at the bottom, I can change my tapping to be less sensitive or more sensitive. So if I'm double tapping, and again, it's a quick double tap. If it's not working the right, or I want to change that, then you definitely can jump in here and change that sensitivity to the tap. Your next section is going to be the car setting. So when I have this turned on, it's going to create a car memory, and it's going to detect if I'm driving. So right now I just turned it off. So if I'm driving going over 10 miles an hour, the phone detects that, and then it lets the hearing aid know that, and then it jumps into this setting here, which is your car memory. So again, I turn that on, and it's only going to work when I'm in my car setting. So if you're noticing you're driving and you're hearing it changing, like I can have this, I can click OK, I can say car memory, I can make a car memory called car, I can have it just be normal using my normal setting. If I created a custom setting, right, I can jump into here. Maybe that Outback setting, I took down some of those low frequencies, right? Maybe I want it to actually do that. It's going to switch into that memory. So what happens is every time I come to a stop, and it's going to switch out. So I might have him say over and over every day, or normal, as it switches back to my regular setting. So if that's happening, you can always turn this off if you don't want to utilize it. But that's what the car setting is doing, is it's helping process some of that noise, that car noise. Next is going to be your data log. So your data log, this is going to stay on. This is, again, it really won't be off, but it just keeps track of what's happening with your hearing aid, how long your hearing aid batteries are lasting, or how what loudness environments I'm in. Am I streaming a lot? Like, this helps me as the hearing care professional know if you're having an issue, what might be causing it. The other thing is called auto streaming. If we jump into auto streaming, right now I have it turned off, but if I turn that on, what's going to happen is when it goes into my stream mode, it's not going to use Stream Boost. I can actually have it be something else. So if I like how it sounds when I'm streaming music in my normal setting, so for example, like let's say right here I'm on normal, and then I go in and I start streaming music, it's going to switch to Stream Boost. If I jump back into Stream Boost when I'm still streaming and go to normal, and I'm like, ooh, I really like how it sounds here, this is where you can actually set this up to stay in that setting instead of going to Stream Boost. So again, I'm going to turn that on, and then I can tell it, okay, when I'm streaming media, I don't want it to be in Stream Boost. I want it to be in whatever I've labeled it, right? It can just be normal, or it's going to ask you to create your own custom memory off of it. So I can just type, I can call this media, right? So now it's just going to switch into that media setting automatically, and then go back to every day when I'm done. Same thing with the phone. If I don't like Stream Boost, I like how it sounds in normal, again, I can click on it and then just label this phone, right? So now it's going to switch into that phone setting. Where it says microphone when streaming, this allows you to tell the hearing aid, again, do you want to take the volume down a little bit when you stream so you still can hear your surroundings, but it's not as loud? Do you want to mute your hearing aid? If I click on mute, what it's going to do is it's going to turn your microphones off, So now you can hear what you're streaming in your ear. If you're going to be out and about, moving around, I don't recommend staying in the mute setting. If you want no change, you can just leave no change, and it's not going to change what your microphones are doing. Most of the time, it's going to default to decrease to make it a little bit easier to hear your music and not pick up so much around you. Same thing with your table mic. If you do have a table mic, you can change what it's picking up with your microphones on your hearing aid. And then your microphone volume after streaming. So again, do I want my microphone volume to return to the previous volume when it stops streaming? And you're more than likely going to want to have that on. Comfort boost, we want to turn on. If you do not see it, if it's turned off on this main screen, you're not going to see it. You're just going to see the mute button. So the way to turn that on is go into your settings, device settings, and then you're going to turn on comfort boost, and now it's going to show up right here. Okay. The last one is called auto on and off. Auto on and off, what it does is when you take your hearing aid out, if you don't put it in the charger, you leave it on the ground, or on the table, it's going to detect that it's not in your ear, and it's just going to turn off the hearing aid. So it's going to preserve battery power. If you put it back in your ear, it's going to turn back on. So that's what auto on and off is. And those are all in your device settings. Okay, next we're going to jump into your wellness score. So wellness score is just saying, hey, your activity tracking. This is where you can change your steps. So if your doctor says, hey, you need to take 5,000 steps, you can click the little edit button right here. And then you can jump in and say, okay, now my doctor wants me to take 5,000 steps a day. And I can click on the 5,000, click done, and it's going to change it. Same thing with exercise. I can go in and change how many minutes. Same with standing, how many times I need to stand. Okay. And you can change those goals and do all of that here inside your wellness score. For those of you that are prone to falling or are concerned about falling, we do have what's called Fall Alert. So if I click on Fall Alert, first it's going to say, hey, do you want to have Thrive send you notifications? Yes, you want to click Allow. But it's going to allow you to put up to 3 different people. As you see, I got John Doe, Jane Doe, and then I can put in a custom person here. But I'm actually going to just type their name in. Okay, so I click on first name, type their name in, last name, type their phone number in. Again, if I do have a phone or an international number, I do need to put a plus and then the country code if that's the case. But you shouldn't have to worry about that if you're just doing it here in the United States and you live in the United States. Here it's going to show your fall detections, how many times, what date it was when it detected a fall. If we have the button on your hearing aid set to where you can manually create an alert, then it's going to show you when you did that. When you add a person in, this is going to be red saying it's deactivated. And then it sends a text message once you add them in, and it will say pending right over here. And then once they've accepted that, because they should get a text message saying, do you participate in this fall alert for so-and-so, then you can then it will go from pending to active, and it'll say system active. And now what will happen is if I have a fall somewhere, it's going to tell them where I'm actually at GPS-wise. It sends them a text message if I have my phone within 30 feet of me. So when I click on settings here, same thing, I can change the sensitivity. So again, if it's really, really sensitive, or if I fall and it's not really doing much, I can turn the sensitivity up. Most of the time you're going to keep it in the middle, but again, if the hearing aid is more sensitive to you, or it's giving you more false positives, you can always turn this down. If you're falling and it's not doing anything, you can always turn that up as well. So that's your sensitivity. Manual alert, auto alert, we're going to leave those on. Click on your indicators. So when you click on indicators, you can go down here and click on alert sent. And then what's going to happen is you're going to actually hear in your hearing aids what it sounds like when they've sent the alert to somebody. Okay, if you've manually done it, you click on alert sent. It's going to let you know what it sounds like when you manually did it. When the contact has received it and opened up your alert message, you're going to hear this sound. So click right here. It's going to let you know what it sounds like. And for any reason, if we're too far away from our phone or we canceled, so when you when the alert goes out, you have up to 60 seconds to cancel it. So when you cancel it, you can click here and it'll let you know what it sounds like there. And then for some reason, if it doesn't connect, your phone's further away from you, it's over 30 feet, you didn't bring your phone with you, click here and you're going to hear this sound. This means that it wasn't able to send the alert to somebody. Okay, if I click on contacts, again, same thing. I can go in and edit all of those. Cancel timer right now is set to 60. If I need more time, you can click on 90. It's going to give you a little bit more time to cancel your alert. And then alert message down here at the bottom. This is what they're going to get. They're going to see your name and it just says right here, so-and-so, fall alert from you. And then they're going to click here. It's actually going to go in and allow them to see where you had fallen. And that is the basics of fall alert. Next what we're going to do is we're going to go into Telehear. So Telehear is where we're able to jump in and actually have a session remotely. So if something happens, car battery dies, I can't get a ride, we still can actually jump in, have a session. I can see you, you can see me, and we can still have our appointment. I can make adjustments to your hearing devices. We can do all that here. First thing you're going to want to do is, if you don't have this screen that you're logged in, you're going to actually log in. So you go to that sign in screen. You can either sign in with Google, your Apple ID, or you can create your own username and password. So if you do that, it's always easiest just to use Apple or your Google ID because you don't have to remember all these passwords. But if you want to create your own username and password, you can just use your email and create a password. There's a special code that I will send you, and you need to put that code in within 3 days of receiving it so we can get it all connected. And to do that, you'll click Add Professional. You're going to put that 6-digit code in, 6-digit code in right here. Put in your first name, your last name, and then you'll click Done. You'll click Submit. Down at the bottom, it will go blue. And then what it will do is it will show, oh, hey, I'm connected to, and it'll say Heroes of Hearing. You will get a little pop-up that says, do you authorize Heroes of Hearing? And you want to click OK or Accept, and then that's going to allow you to connect to the office. If for some reason you're having an issue, you need me to send you new code, or you're logged in and it's not showing anything, give it a couple seconds. If it still doesn't show anything, then it might be we need to redo that. Down at the bottom, these have changed, so they're not going to be, they're not going to say this. It's actually going to be different. It's going to say Join Live Session down here at the bottom. And what happens when you go into a live session, you'll get a notification from the Thrive app, just like you do notifications on your other apps that you'll click on, and it will automatically log you in. If for some reason it doesn't, then you're going to jump into the Thrive app, click the 3 little lines over here, and then from there you're going to go to Telehear, and then from Telehear you're going to click on Live Session. That's kind of the long way, and then you click Live Session, and then it will actually jump you into the session itself. So that is Telehear, and we're going to set this up in the appointment. I'll show you how to do this, but this kind of goes through the basics of it. Okay, our next is our reminders, or excuse me, let's go to actually Telecare. So for those of you that have a hearing aid that's compatible with Telecare, Thrive Care. Let's do that again. All right. So now we're going to go to Thrive Care. Thrive Care is actually a separate app that can be downloaded, and your loved one can have it. So your kids can have it, your doctor, if you want your doctor to have it, anybody can have this. And what it does is you'll click on Add Connection up here at the top, and then you can fill out their information here, and then what are you going to share? You want to share your exercise, your standing, your falls, all this information you're here. And what it does is it allows them to log in and actually see, hey, are the hearing aids charged? Are we moving around? And it really helps give a peace of mind to somebody that's caregiving from a farther distance. So if I'm in a different state and I'm worried about my mom and I want to see, again, like, are they putting her hearing aids in? Like, is she able to hear each day? Is she getting up and moving around? Like, this will help. And you, as the hearing aid wearer, can tell people what you want and what you don't want them to have access to. And then once they have become active, so again, we have pending connections. We're still waiting for John Doe here to accept the email. Once they click accept, they'll turn blue and it'll be active and be underneath the activated people. And then again, I can change this at any time. If I want to take some of these privileges away so they don't see this, I can. If I want to leave that all up, I can. If I want to remove connection, I can click remove connection at the very bottom to delete the person. Okay, and that's Thrive Care. Next is going to be your reminders. So you can actually create a reminder in your hearing aids. It might be take your medication. It might be, hey, I got to clean my hearing aids once a week or every day or every 2 months. I got to change my filter, right? So there's different things you can put in here. And I need to drink water, right? I need to remind myself. So what happens is when you do this, it's going to take you to this screen where if I click the edit button, I can change it. I can click here, I can change the time. So maybe every day, today at 4 o'clock is when I want to have that remind me, okay? Is this a repeat reminder, right? If it's a repeat reminder, you can click yes, it is. Is this daily? Is it weekly? Is it once a week? Is it every month, once a month? Is it once a year? Is it every day? So you can click on any of these boxes, okay? And I need to be reminded every day to drink my water. So that's why I changed daily. And then an audible reminder. Do you want to audibly hear it, let you know? And you can leave that on. I would leave that on. That lets me know what's happening, right? If I want to delete this, I can always click on the garbage button down here. If I click done, it's just going to close all of that, and now it's up here. It's going to remind me daily. And again, I can click the little check mark. Hey, I did it. Have my whole reminder list up here. And that is your reminders. Next is going to be self-check. So when we look at self-check, this is actually how you can tell if something's going on with your hearing aid. So if I click on self-check, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the hearing aids out and I want to place them on the table. I want to be in a quiet environment and I want to make sure that the speakers are pointing up or sideways. Like, I don't want them to be pointing down. If they're pointing down, then the sound's not going to come out like it needs to, and I'm not going to hear. The hearing is not going to hear itself, and if it can't hear itself, then it's going to say that something's wrong. Okay, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to click Run Diagnostic, and again, you want to take these out of your ears because they're going to go full on blast. And I'm going to get green check marks if everything's fine. Now over here, if all of a sudden I had a red X and an exclamation, this was saying that your left side, your receiver, which is your speaker, is the problem. So change that filter, and to do that, go back to the video where I showed you how to change your filters. Change your filter, clean your dome out if you have a dome. If you don't have a dome and you have a custom hearing aid, just change your filter, run it again, and see if you get all check marks. If you get all check marks, you're good to go. If you still get an error message, let me know. Let's get you in for a cleaning so I can thoroughly clean them. But that's going to help you hear the best you can, and that's how you can know if your hearing aid's having an issue. So first step I would do is I would jump here and find out, oh, where's my volume set to, right? Is my right one all the way off? And then again, just double tap, go where I have you programmed at, and now how does it sound? Oh, it sounds better. I just had the phone turned the volume all the way off. That's why I couldn't hear. Or now I ran it and it still says that I can't hear. I got a red X on the left. That means I need to change my left filter. Okay. And you're going to use self-check a lot, so be familiar with it. Next is going to be Find My Hearing Aids. So with Find My Hearing Aids, this is actually going to show you where your hearing aids are. Okay. So if I scroll out or I'm pushed all the way over here, I can click on that little crosshair at the bottom that's blue. And it's going to show me, hey, what's going on? Okay, my left one's connected. It's right here, but it might show my right one's way over here. As I go to where my hearing aid is, okay, then I'm going to start to notice at the very bottom of the screen, I got this L for left, and then there's going to be an R for right, and it's going to let me know this is going to change. As it changes, it takes about 3 to 4 seconds, and depending on your phone, if you have an older phone, it's going to be a little bit longer. What it's doing is it's trying to ping the hearing aid to know what's being said. Like where's not what's being said. It's trying to ping your hearing aids. Well, how far away is it? So if I'm farther away, my bar is going to be like this. So you're playing hot and cold. As I'm getting closer to the hearing aid, that bar is going to go up. So you don't want to run around the area. Just go back to the main area, stay in one place, see where it's at, wait like 5-6 seconds, and then move to a different area, wait a little bit longer. Is that bar getting higher or is it getting lower? It lets you know if you're getting closer or farther away. And eventually it'll show you, hey, you're really close to it as the blue bar gets bigger. Okay, that's Find My Hearing Aids. If you do get a little pop-up that says, hey, you need to have your hearing aid, you need to change the Thrive app to always instead of only when the app's running. Change it to always, and it'll walk you through how to do that. If for some reason it doesn't, you can always jump to your settings, and then you're going to go to all your apps. We're going to scroll down to Thrive, okay, and then where it says location, okay, instead of it being while using app, I change that to always. And leave precise location on. That's going to really help. Okay, now what happens is when the app's on, oh, did I just turn that off? Let's see, always. There. So that might be the little screen that you see. So again, so this is going to help you find your hearing aid if you're out and about. Now, it's going to check in with your hearing aid every now and then. So if you don't have the app opened or you don't have your phone on you, then it's not going to be able to keep track of all this information and let you know where your hearing aid is. So I can still have this open in the background, but if I've quit the app altogether, like I've closed it, then it's not going to keep track of the data, and I'm not going to know where my hearing aid is. So you'll just have the app in the background, okay? Like right now, it's still running, just like all these other apps are running here. And to close out of those, when I go to this screen, I just swipe up, okay? And that is your Find Your Hearing Aid setting. Some of the other things that you might see or you might not see, depending on the model and technology level of your hearing aid, we have translate and transcribe. So those are reserved for certain devices. If I click on transcribe, what it's going to do is now if I click on the little speaker, it's going to first say, hey, do you want to give Thrive access to your microphone? You click OK. And then it's going to start to transcribe everything that I'm hearing. So as I'm speaking to you today, this is what I sound like. And it's going to start writing everything out. So if I'm either harder of hearing or my understanding of the words is not that great, this is going to be able to help. And you can see as I'm going through and speaking that it's not 100% accurate. I did not say bend, but at the same time, it's going to process the sound. And again, I do need to stop talking, or the person I'm speaking to needs to stop talking so it can add everything in there. So this could be a tool that you might use. The other one I wanted to show you is Translate. So with translation, you can actually have the hearing aids translate language when you're speaking to somebody else. So you want to make sure that your microphone icon is turned on in order to do this. So down at the bottom, I'm going to click Launch, and I want to hear it in English. I'm going to change where it says Arabic, and I'm going to go to, I don't know, Spanish. Okay, now if I am visiting a different country, or I'm somewhere else, I'm speaking to, or maybe I'm in the same country that I'm in right now, I'm speaking to somebody and I don't understand what they're saying, I can speak to them in English, and it's going to start to write it out in Spanish down here at the bottom. And then when they speak to me, it's going to put it in English up here, and then I can auditorily hear it speak to me. So just remember, you first have to click on this little microphone so it goes blue, and then again, this is just short conversation. Hey, how do I get to the bathroom? Okay, so you notice down at the bottom, here it is, it's all in Spanish. I don't speak Spanish, so if I did speak Spanish, sí, señor. And you notice that it turned the microphone off, so I need to turn that back on. Sí, señor. Por favor. Por favor. Baño.
To bathroom.
Okay, and you heard how she started to speak there. So she'll start to speak inside my ears, and I'll hear that, which is pretty cool. So if you're a Spanish speaker, I'm sorry that I slaughtered that, but just wanted to give you an idea of the translate feature, which is really, really cool. And then some of those languages are right here. So again, Chinese, Dutch, again, French, German. So if my mother language is, for example, Spanish, I can click over here and click Spanish, and then over here click English. And then now what's going to happen is I'm going to hear everything in Spanish while the person speaking to me English is all going to show down at the bottom. So, but by default, it will have English on the left. But yeah, these are just a bunch of the different languages there. And as they start to get more languages, they'll start showing up more in the app, which is pretty cool. And that is the translate feature. Next, we're going to go to your app settings. You're just going to keep advanced mode turned on. If I turn that off, okay, all of a sudden it just makes their bars at the very bottom. Just really simple. If you want that, you can do that. Okay, those are the options. Okay, if I have this turned on, now all of a sudden, boom, like I have all this other information. There's so many more things I can go through and do. I would leave it on, but if it's too overwhelming for you, let me know, or you can come in here and turn that off. If you go into About, this goes into the privacy policy they had you sign at the beginning. Just a lot of information here. If you have any feedback with the app, you can click on Send Feedback. This will send an email to Starkey letting them know, hey, you're having a problem or something's going on. A lot of times if you're having any problems with your phone and the hearing aids, just quit the app, turn your phone all the way off, turn your phone back on, jump back into the app, and it should fix it. If for some reason it's not and you're getting like a red circle or it's not connecting to one of them, it could be your software update had updated and now it's having an issue, and we just need to unpair your hearing aids and repair them back to the device, to your device. But that's where you can get to all that stuff down there. And then to turn demo mode on and off is at the very bottom. So you're not going to want to be in demo mode. The only reason why I'm in demo mode is because I want to show you how to use this. You're going to have demo mode turned off because it's going to be connected to your hearing aids. And that is all of your settings on how to use the app, use your hearing aids. Let me know if you have any questions, and we'll see you in the next video.